Give me 1 minute, folks.
They say, for unto us a child is born, a son is given, but our child is missing. Plastered onto every lamppost and stop sign across America, no less the world.
Okay, testing. Can you hear my voice well? Awesome. You can hear me really good, clearly? Awesome. Good. We'll be getting started in just a minute. We're going to give a few people a little time to come in. My moderators, is the music good? Is it overpowering my voice? Is everything good? Awesome. All right. We're going to be getting started in just a minute. We're going to give people time to come in as we have some guests. So just enjoy the music for a minute.
We will not let our minds be used. We will not let our minds be used in this wicked world. We will band together. We will make the human family one once more. We will live in a land teeming with prosperity, with purity, common good, with milk and honey. They say, for unto us a child is born, a son is given, but our child is missing. Plastered onto every lamppost, stop sign across America.
Welcome, Dwayne Bone. Welcome to the building, my brother. Appreciate you. Glad to have you on the platform tonight. I'm going to unmute everybody's mic for just a second. Gail, you've been unmuted, and Abdul, you have also been unmuted. Check to see that your mic is unmuted.
Okay, now it is.
Awesome. Unmute your mic. Okay, everybody's unmuted. Awesome. How's everybody doing this evening?
We're doing good.
Good. We got a good subject tonight. We're going to deal with this issue that's going on with our sister, our deceased sister, who it appears can't get justice in life, and now she can't even get it in death. And I think black folks should be at a point in our history where we're sick and tired of being goddamn sick and tired of groveling on our knees, crawling on our fours, begging the government to do what they've already systematically shown us for the last 400 plus years, damn near 500 years since we've been here, that they don't give a damn about our life. So while we talk about Black Lives Matter, the question has to be asked, who does it matter to? Because it damn sure it doesn't matter to the U.S. government. And we have to get to a place as a people where our lives matter to ourselves more than it matters to anyone else. And that's when we'll get the respect and the justice that we so desperately need and that we ask for, and that we bang against the door of legislation. We bang against the door of voting rights. We fought and died for those rights. Now we got it. But when it comes to the lives of Black people and what happens to us, it seems that nobody really cares. Now, this was a unique kind of murder. This is a unique kind of death with Shanquella Robinson, because she wasn't killed at the hands of anyone that did not share our reflection. She was killed at the hands of someone, or someones, I should say, plural, that absolutely share our reflection, except They were females. So this is a case of black women on black women doing harm to one another. And you would think in this modern age with this new I am woman, watch me roar, this whole mindset that our women and many other women, but black women in particular, that have adopted that they don't need a man, they don't need protection, they don't need us, who share their reflection, who are the men that we were designed by nature to be with them. Black woman, you are our woman. Regardless of who else tries to claim you, you are our woman. And it's our job as black men to protect you. But here's a situation where this woman was not only unprotected in the presence of men who were there. And I got to say that real lightly, because I don't believe men could have been in the presence of watching her being abused physically to the extent she was being abused and do nothing. See, real men would have responded. But these weren't real men, see? These were imposters that looked like men, but they weren't men at all. Because, I mean, after all, we heard the little effeminate young man say to her while she was being beaten, Quilla, can't you just fight back? No, Negro, defend her, because you're the man that's present. She shouldn't have had to defend herself in the presence of two men that were in that room watching her stark naked. Didn't have a drop of clothes on her body. Imagine the indignities of being beat physically, where you have no clothes on. As you fall, your legs are flying in different directions. And there are men in the room gazing on you at the same time while you're being beat, and yet defenseless. And no female that was in that room went to her defense. And yet she dragged them along on a trip that they did not pay for to celebrate the birthday of an individual who was present but came late. And I'm talking to you, Nazir Wilkins, you know, the one that stroked her hair while she was unconscious in the bedroom. And you turned on Summer Walker. I already called you a pervert early in this case, and I still call you a pervert today. Why do you stroke a woman's hair who is unconscious and turn on Summer Walker? Now, you know, guys, any of us that know what Summer Walker makes, the kind of music she makes, we know what it's all about. It's more lined in with a romantic situation where a female is concerned, or a sexual situation, because that's the kind of content she produces. So why were you listening to Summer Walker, Mr. Nazir? You're a pervert. And I'll tell you this. I sent on my Facebook, Let's Talk About It Now group. And shout out to all of you that get on the stream currently while the stream is going live. And for those of you that get on after the stream is streamed live, as you come in, a little housekeeping, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, support the channel. This information must get out. Oh yeah, we got to keep talking about it. The same way we made this a national case, not with the help of mainstream media. Nah, not at all. Mainstream media didn't give a damn about Shanquella dying in Mexico. It was content creators on YouTube. It was content creators on Instagram. It was Black Twitter that put this subject in this case to the forefront and made it public and ultimately made it go national. So I'm going to say to every content creator that hears this stream and that is listening right now in real time on YouTube, as this is being streamed live right now on YouTube, every content creator, the same way we did it to get the case national, when the situation first arrived, when it first happened to her. And my condolences go out to Mr. Bernard Robinson, her father, who it seems they don't even mention his name now. So disrespectful. But shout out to you, my brother, and my condolences go to you as her father. I know you're still hurting, man. And my condolences goes out to Salamandra Robinson, her mother, who I know is being cut inside out. Not only has she had to endure the grieving process, but she's also had to endure the process of trying to get justice for her daughter. Imagine trying to grieve and at the same time keep a straight face in front of cameras and interviews while you seek justice. You know, it's an amazing thing. And I'll say this to you, Black people, man. You know, the fact that we have to carve out justice for us, To carve anything tells you right there you're going to meet resistance. If you carve a shape out of a piece of wood, it doesn't happen very easily. It comes with a lot of resistance. And during the process, you could even injure yourself in that process of trying to carve out that which you wish to see. We wish to see justice. With every injustice that happens to us, we have to somehow get a knife and carve out that justice. Carve that justice out. Why? As long as we've been here, and as much as we have contributed, and I will strongly say we've contributed more than any nationality has ever contributed to this country. This country is where it is today because of on the backs of black people. Every landmass among all 50 states and beyond is soaked and fertilized with the blood of black people that we help to build every situation, every society, even the buildings and fine edifices that white folks live in. We built those edifices. We weren't a foolish, ignorant, dumb people when they brought us here. Had we been that, they would have never chosen to bring us here. We were looked at and we were studied for a long period of time before slavery ever went into existence. And they had to survey the land to find out who was strong enough, whose backs were strong enough. They tried the Indians, and no disrespect to the Indians, but they tried the Indians, but their backs were simply too weak. They tried many other nationalities. They perceived many other nationalities, but they watched how black people built societies and cultures for centuries. They knew we had the expertise. They knew we had the intelligence. They knew we had the strength. They knew that. They also knew something very significant. They knew that we were a people that had a heart after God. They knew that we were humble people. They knew that we were a forgiving people. They knew that we were an inviting people, a friendly people, and they used all of those characteristics that came from God, that was given to us naturally. They used it against us. And as a result, they now, even today, they abuse their best friend. Who's their best friend, you would ask, Charles? Who is their best friend? Black man and woman is the best friend that white men ever had in their life. We're the best friend that every white culture on this earth has ever had. And they still continue to use us even to this day. They still mine the mines in Africa for cobalt to make electric cars. They don't tell you the conditions that black people are under. Oh, I'm getting to something. Just follow me. They don't tell you about all the oil that they mine out of the ground. They don't tell you that everything they use that makes this society we live in here sustain itself. It comes from Africa, in the Sudan. It comes from Ghana, West Africa, South Africa. It comes from all over that landmass where we originate from. Oh, we still your best friend even today. But you seem to be an ungrateful friend today. You seem to be a very ungrateful friend today. See, you like to bite the hand that's fed you your whole existence. Oh, I know some of you may say, well, I had nothing to do with slavery, Charles. I'm not talking to you. But I will tell you this. Like every insurance policy, there's a thing on there called the beneficiary. And you have been the beneficiary of the blood, sweat, and tears and life lost in this country at the hands of black struggle and black progress and black slavery. You have been the beneficiary. So what you should do, and I'm saying this to any white audience that hears this stream, it's not pointing the finger at you, but what you should do in earnest is point the finger at yourself, because you hold the beneficiary paperwork that allows you to benefit with the privileges that you enjoy today, and you're not willing to give it up for your friend that made those benefits available to you. So here we are in 2023, still arguing, still fighting, still jumping up and down for justice. Shanquella, even with a video. This country likes to play black people stupid, like we can't see what we saw. And then after you see it, try to make you believe you really didn't see what you saw. Oh, you think we're that unintelligent. So we didn't see her get beat, right? We didn't see that. The same way we didn't see George Floyd with a neck on a neck of that officer on his neck. And you, even with the video, what did you do? What did you do? You told black people they weren't looking at what they saw. You made us believe in the media, the first report was that it wasn't the knee on his neck that was killing him? Oh no, he was having a heart attack. And then some even had the disrespectful audacity to say that he was having a drug overdose in the middle of that incident. Oh, black people can't see what they saw. All right. Rodney King, many years ago, he was beat. There was a video. You made us believe we didn't see what we saw. And I can go down the list of videos that showed us being killed in the street by others who did not share our reflection. But the point I'm making is that this government believes that black people really are just that ignorant, that we don't see what we saw, and they want to stand in the stead of what we saw to explain to us what we saw. Clearly another level of disrespect, so you see better than we do. Oh, we're going to get into it, man. We're going to get into it. Because here's the thing. Shanquella Robinson, she deserves justice.
Yes.
She deserves justice. She didn't have to die like that, man. She didn't have to die like that. Everybody has to die, but she didn't have to die like that. And this is a problem. George, what's your name? I forget your name. That's how insignificant you are as a president. Biden, so insignificant. Such a weak president. Such an insignificant president. Just go sit down some damn way. Because a letter was sent to you. It was sent to you from the attorneys of Shanquella Robinson's family. What did you do when it came across your desk, Mr. Biden? You chose to do nothing. And now, mind you, lest you forget and get amnesia, Mr. Biden, you got into office largely and in part at the vote of black women. Black women voted for you to get into office in large numbers, and you are in there. You owe a debt, at least to address that issue, to look at that paperwork that you know is sitting on your desk. Or did you already throw it in the garbage? Which one did you do, Biden? Which one did you do? And I know you had a mouthpiece that stood up to speak to the press in regards to Shanquella's unfortunate decision made by the FBI, that this is a case that they will not bring charges up against because the evidence does not support a federal trial or a federal prosecution. Again, FBI, you're a joke. You're a joke. You're a joke. Because if that information that you received, if the autopsy and the video, in conjunction with the video, I should say, does not support an investigation, then what will? What will support it? And I will say to you, black people, if had she been a different color, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I will tell you, the J community, they don't have these kind of conversations. When something happens in their community, justice is served, justice is had immediately. Immediately. You can barely even say anything that they disagree with that won't get you canceled, that won't get your show turned off, that won't get your job lost, that won't cause you to lose your career. If you're an actor, if you're a singer, everything that you believe or have any faith in doing that you strive to do, if you say something against the J community, they will shut you down. Black folk, you know I'm right. You know I'm right. This is not an issue of insufficient evidence. No, this is an issue that she's a black woman. And who cares what happens to us? Who cares what happens to us? I'm going to open up the panel to give everybody a chance to chime in and give their viewpoint on this issue, on this subject. And again, as you come into the room, hit the subscribe button, people. Hit the share button and support the channel. With that being said, we're going to bring in a few people. And we're going to get some feedback from everybody, you know. So how's everyone doing?
Fine.
Good, bro.
Okay.
Good.
Topic is tough.
Awesome. Good to have everybody.
Good to be seen.
Yes, sir. So let me ask a question to the whole panel. Do you see justice being had in the case of Shanquella Robinson? And if not, why? And if so, why?
It's not gonna happen.
Go ahead, Gail. I can hear you.
If it was a white woman with a videotape of her being beat, or without a videotape of her being beat,
Mm-hmm.
justice would have been swift. It would have been over with. It would have been done with. But this is
Absolutely.
just another black woman and another black woman being beat. But what's so sad about this is she's
Mhm.
being beat by other black women. And for men to be there to sit there and watch it and not help her, as they're supposed to be the soldiers, they're supposed to be her protector. They're supposed to be the one that say, "Stop it. This is not right."
Absolutely.
It's,
Absolutely.
it's just sad all the way around. And for
Abs-
this young woman to die at the age of 25 and not have a future, it's sad, it's hurtful, and if things doesn't get changed to where we make sure that justice is done, it's
Yeah,
going to happen again.
that's right. I agree. Absolutely. Absolutely agree. It's going to happen again. It's definitely going to happen again. Do you believe that? Do you believe that we as a people play a significant part in getting the respect
Yes,
that we ask for?
yes, we play a major part because they are sitting there saying everything that happened in the past with other black men and women that got killed by the hands of police officers.
Hmm.
Let them rally for a couple of days. Let them burn the community down. Let them hoorah, justice, justice, justice.
Right.
Let them just do what they usually do
Hmm.
and give them a week or two. It's going to die down and they're going to go back to normal.
Wow. Wow. That's significant. That's deep, and that's true. I agree with that.
It's true. But if it was the J community, things would have been done, things would have been over with, things would have been shut, things
Yep.
would have been sealed,
Yep.
and everything would have been going right back. Because then when it comes to them, you
Yep.
better not.
That's right.
Okay, they come out in
Oh yeah.
force. They
That's
come
right.
out in army.
That's right.
They're
That
united.
that is the truth. That is the truth, and I think that's critical. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Thank you for that comment. That's a very very good point. Dwayne, what do you think? Let me hear from you. What's your point? What's your viewpoint on this whole case? As much as you are aware of it.
Well, definitely justice was not served
Hmm.
purposely. Uh, we know and understand there's a lot of jealousy when it comes to Black people because we are the first people here. And we know that other people want to claim that they was the chosen people, but we are the chosen people.
That's right.
So to discredit us,
Hmm.
any chance that they get, they will show the world
Hmm.
that Black people don't matter, that Black people's voice don't matter, that our opinions don't matter.
Right.
Anytime they get a chance,
Right.
they're going to expose that. They're going to expose that to the world that they don't matter, and that's
Hmm.
why we go to many other different countries and they look down towards Black people. When these people come over here, now we're going to get back to let's get into
Hmm.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Let's get into Mexico and why they dropped this case.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
going into. I don't know if you guys experienced it, but now these Mexicans are coming up in America, and a
Hmm.
lot of these new laws are favoring them, right?
Hmm.
Because they're so-called the new ends, right? So they're going along with these politicians. You see, the thing with Black people are, even in the workplace, that we are boisterous. We're not going to hold our tongue back. We're going to tell our boss how I feel or what we think, whatever the case may be, when other
Hmm.
people keep their mouth shut. All right.
Right.
But the
Right.
thing is that these new laws are favoring these Mexicans, right? So
Mhm.
if I don't know, have you went to some of these stores out here and see how the Mexicans look at you? They
Oh yeah.
disrespectful.
Oh yeah.
They try to cut you off. If you go to
Oh yeah.
Supremos, they're looking at you like, why you here? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you driving down the street, you got the right of way. So in the moment they see that you black, they cut you off. I
Right.
just went
Right.
to it just right now, gonna hear my close
Oh
to the
yeah.
laundromat. This Mexican looked at me, so I was black and cut in front of me with this slow car. I'm like, what, really, dude? But this is
Yeah.
happening more and more and more, right? Because
Yeah.
all these new laws are favoring them, right? So now we're going to go to the Mexican government on why they dropped this all charges,
Right.
simply because they in cahoots with the politicians here in America, right?
Right.
So
Right.
showing the world, like, listen. She don't matter. Black people are gonna come together. They're not gonna
Mhm.
put the pressure on us. They don't stick together in situations like that, and that's why they did what they did. But
Yeah.
now that we're having this talk, man, we
Yeah.
gotta come together and we gotta
Yep.
tell the feds, listen, y'all pick this case back up, open it back up, reinvestigate, and
Yeah.
we want to see some heads rolling
That's
because
right.
all the evidence are there,
That's
and for
right.
them to look past. If we don't listen, like me and you was talking about earlier, if our lives don't matter to us, you think it's gonna matter to other people?
No, not at all.
It's not. And
No.
that's why we have to pound on this
Mhm.
situation because that sister should not went out like that. Like that should not never happen. Yeah,
Mhm.
the gentleman that was inside there in that room should stop and say, "No, this is BS." No, jump there
Mhm.
front, calm down the situation. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that young lady still should have been there,
Right.
right? But that didn't happen. So now
Right.
that we got to make sure that it doesn't happen to our daughters,
That's
to our
right.
granddaughters,
Oh yeah.
to our
That's right.
sons,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yep.
Because listen, yeah, to a lot of people, it don't matter anymore because it didn't happen to them. But the
And you
moment
know,
that it happened to
yeah.
you want everybody to feel sorry for you. You
And
want
you know,
everybody to run to
yeah.
your beck and call.
And you know, I've often said that. I've said that in many, many, many other streams. I've said that is a real problem with us. There's been such a disconnect where our people are concerned. And we could blame it on a lot of things. We could say, well, it's because of programming and what happened to us in slavery and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? You have to get to a point where you talk about what happened to us in slavery, but not use it as a complete excuse. Because one thing that God has been very consistent and reliable in is giving us leaders. They didn't have to necessarily believe the way we believed, but he's always provided a voice in the midst of a void where people were suffering. So in our suffering after post Jim Crow, we had a lot of different leaders. We had a lot of organizations that sprung up. NAACP was one of those organizations, and they spoke to the injustice, even though there were whites that participated and supported, and many of them funded that organization at its grassroots. The purpose of that organization was to speak to issues that we suffered from, that only we personally as Black people could identify with. And then we had other organizations that came up behind that. Then you had SNCC and CORE, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. And from then you had the Nation of Islam, and you had Marcus Garvey and the Black Star Line, where they were saying, up you mighty people, accomplish what you will. His objective was to take Black people back to Africa so that we could start our own nation. So post-slavery, post-Jim Crow, God has always been faithful in providing a voice to speak to the void of suffering that we had. Then we had the Nation of Islam. We had Elijah Muhammad. And then we had, now today, currently still alive, Farrakhan Muhammad. And then we had the Black Panther Party. And now we have still the new Black Panther Party. So we can't go throughout the rest of our history excusing our own ignorance by saying,
Right.
slavery did this to us. You're right. Slavery did a whole lot to us. The question is, why aren't you listening to all of the voices that came after slavery to speak to the issues and the ills that Black people suffer? Because today it looks like just an excuse. Because going forward, and I'll tell you, man, if we don't turn this thing around in terms of how we view ourselves as a people, going forward into the future, 100 years from now, children will not have any legacy to fall back on. See, my generation, your generation, we can go back and we can fall back on a Martin Luther King. We can fall back on a Medgar Evers. We can fall back on a Kwame Ture, aka Stokely Carmichael, co-founder of the Black Panther Party. We can go back and talk about H. Rap Brown. We can go back, talk about Malcolm X. We can go back and talk about a lineage, a legacy of leadership that tried to speak to our issues as it relates to injustice at the hands of government and at the hands of those who were not government but did not share our reflection. We've had these leaders, and many of them we listened to like we were listening to a celebrity sing a song, but we never danced. We listened to the song, but we never danced. We just kind of liked the song and smiled along with the song, clapped along with the song, pumped our fists with the song, but we never danced, meaning physically move our feet to get something done based on the information that we heard, you know? So, yeah, man, I 100% agree. I believe people get the respect that they get in these other cultures when injustice is had to them in a swift way because they're seen with respect. Now, I could say we've lost culture because when we were brought here, we were stripped. You know that. We were stripped of our name. We were stripped of our language, our culture, our God. And everything that was given to us after that was a substitute for what was stripped from us, you know? And then even post-slavery, we weren't educated as to how to go for ourselves. You know, you throw people out into a field and say, you're free. Nigga, you're free. And then you get out in the middle of the field realizing you don't know what to do because you were stripped of all knowledge. And then we say, well, you know, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, black man. Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. How can you tell a black man or a black woman to pull themselves up by their bootstraps when the damn boots were taken away from them? There ain't no damn boots to pull up a bootstrap. So today we have a culture where many of us have met some strides. You got actors and actresses and sports celebrities. Oh, there ain't nothing wrong with a black man dunking a ball, but there's a whole lot wrong with a black man having some intelligence. Or ain't nothing wrong with you playing baseball. You go, nigga, hit that ball, but there's a problem if you got some intelligence. Go ahead and sing that song. Go ahead and dance that dance. Go ahead and entertain in the movies. And nowadays they're trying to emasculate black men anyway. So even in the movies, it don't make any difference. See, the emasculation of black men is what led those two men that were standing there to do nothing. See?
Yep.
You know, and with all little respect to the ABC community, it's the ABC community members that were at that event, that were at that tragic event in Cabo, Mexico. That's why they didn't do nothing. There was no spinal cord there. No spinal cord at all. It looked like a man, but it really wasn't one. So now we have a blatant disrespect to our black community again, right in our face all over again. They issued a letter to that family saying no charges will be filed. You're basically telling them that your daughter died for nothing. She's dead. She died for nothing. And the justice system that you are supposed to have faith in, we ain't gonna do nothing for you. We don't want you to take the law into your own hands, because if you do, we're gonna lock you up and charge you with something. We want you to follow the letter of the law. Follow the system of the law, the way the law tells you to handle situations and circumstances that you deem wrong, criminal, or unjust. And we did that. Only for them to turn around 5 months later, 182 plus days later, and say, no charges will be filed in this case. All the evidence available does not support a prosecution.
It's crazy.
How disrespectful.
Very.
How disrespectful. When they could easily turn this case around if they took it serious, and more importantly, if they took us serious.
True.
Right.
You know, they didn't bring us here to take us serious. They brought us here to work. And they didn't bring us here to work for a salary. They brought us here to work for free. And from the very beginning, we were not looked at as human beings. In the beginning, we weren't looked at that way. We were looked at as cattle, as chattel, as property. That's what we looked at. So that sentiment, whether conscious or unconscious, has not gone away. No matter how shiny your suit is, no matter how nice your haircut look, they still see the same person that they saw 480 something plus years ago when we first got here. So it's no surprise to me. And truth be told, I don't believe black people are surprised. We always seem to get shocked into the reality of things, but I don't think we're surprised. Abdul, how do you see this from your standpoint?
Ah, man. Well, to follow up what everybody has already said, this is shockingly alarming. And you're right. We're not surprised. We're actually fed up because enough's enough. I mean, this girl was just 25 years old. Did something out of the kindness of her heart for her friends, and they in return turned their back on her. I mean, damn near tore her to pieces, beat her down unmercifully for nothing. And then the government turns around and says no charges will be filed based on not enough evidence.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying that the evidence available does not support
So
FBI prosecution.
So they're basically saying we don't care.
Oh man. Now, see, what's our next. Here's the thing too. I would like to say to white folks, because I know y'all watch my channel. That's how I know I'm shadow banned. So while you're watching this one, I got a question for you. What do you expect black folk to do?
That's the question.
What do you expect us to do? You know, because here's the thing. If a man is hungry, he'll go to the door of the cafeteria and he'll bang. We hungry. We want to eat. Nobody answers. His hunger will increase. He'll come back again. He'll say, we hungry. We want to eat. His hunger still will increase after being ignored. Till finally, he's picking the lock and he's kicking the door open to eat. What do you want us to do? After we cry for justice, crawl for justice, beg for justice, pound our fist in the air for justice, protest and march for justice with picket signs and up and down the street, in the rain, in the snow. What do you expect us to do when all of those non-violent protests are gone unanswered or ignored? If the very government that we helped to build will not answer the cry and the grievances of their former slave in this modern day time, what do you expect us to do? What do you expect us to do? That's the question I would have for you. What do you expect us to do? Because justice will be had, or there won't be a day of peace in this country ever. Justice will be had. It will be had. And it will be had peacefully, or it'll be had in a way that you don't expect, because we're human just like you. And we have a right to cry for justice, and we have a right to receive that same justice. I don't care what your nationality is. An injustice as an injustice. This is not a black thing. It's a human thing.
Yes.
It wouldn't matter what nationality it was. If an injustice was had, they deserve justice. Absolutely. Our holler, our cry amongst the black community is that everybody else can get that justice that they deserve. And when it comes to us, we have to beg and crawl
and plead
for the justice that we deserve. That's the problem. That's the argument. That is the argument. So yeah, we got, as we can see, and for any black folk that have made some accomplishments in this world and you're successful today and you see this stream, there's situations like this that should shake you at your bones to let you know that your success means nothing. Means nothing at all. It absolutely means nothing.
It's a privilege.
Yes, that's right. And to all the celebrities, the billionaires like Jay-Z, the billionaires like Dr. Dre, the billionaires like so many, the billionaire sisters like Rihanna, the billionaire women who share our reflection, male or female. You have the resources to do a lot, and you have the influence to do a lot. The question is, will you? The question is, will you, or will you stay in the safe side of the road? you know, Stay in safe zone and do nothing. You know, so yeah, we got a lot of work to do, and where our people are concerned, and I just really feel bad for her family. I can only imagine, man, what she's feeling and what her father is feeling in knowing that the government that they live in, that they want to believe in, that they support, that they pay their taxes in, has decided that their daughter's life is not important enough for them to fight like hell to get the justice that she deserved at 25 years of age. She just celebrated a birthday, January the 9th, 1997. And yeah, so that birthday came and went, and she was gone. And for anyone who lost a child, you know exactly what that feels like, to see their birthday come around, circle every year, and yet they are not there. Now, if something happened by way of accident or situations beyond their control, okay, that's easier. That's an easier pill to swallow. But when someone takes your child's life,
That's
it's
a
a
totally
whole
different thing.
different feeling. To think that someone hated your child so much that they wanted them dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother kind of pain.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that, Dwayne? Because I know you're a father yourself, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. And yeah, and so, and me myself, I have 8 sons, and I can't imagine someone disliking one of my sons to the point that you want to take their life. Everything in me would want me to take the law into my own hands.
Yes.
Everything in my body would want me to take the law into my own hands, of which I would be capable of doing such. But as a tax-paying citizen that does not want to resort to criminal behavior, you trust in the legal system that's made available to you, only for them to turn around and smack you in your face.
Yes.
This is a grave injustice against that family. Oh man, this is a grave injustice against that family. And again, shout out to Mr. Bernard Robinson, her father, and Mr. Salamandra Robinson, her mother, and her sister Quayla, who's also been fighting like hell with the legal system and working with the lawyer, Attorney Crump, and his assistant, who did a fact-finding mission to Mexico, only to get over there, and the Mexican authorities told her, it's out of our hands. We've given the United States everything that we have. Now it's up to them to make the next steps in prosecuting them. We have, as you know, the United States has an extradition treaty with Mexico. Were you aware of that, Dwayne?
No.
No, the United States has a extradition treaty with Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
which means if Mexico charges you, the United States can literally extradite you back to that country.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And they chose not even to do that. Now, mind you, extraditing one person, in my opinion, that wouldn't be sufficient.
No.
But I also understand this much. If you extradite me and I'm guilty, what's the instinct that most people that are guilty do when they get picked up first?
It starts talking.
They start running their mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you'd get the rest of them if you just got one.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Self-preservation kicks in.
Yes.
But they didn't even do that. They didn't even do that much. They just snubbed it off like it's not even something important to do.
It's
And
not that time.
I find that very disturbing, very, very disturbing. So I know that they have they're going to be protesting in front of the White House on
Yes.
day 200. I believe that's going to be May the 19th.
Malcolm X's birthday.
They're going to be protesting in front of Washington, D.C. to try to get justice, to try to get Biden's attention. You know, again, carving out justice, like we all often have to do, to get them to do the right thing and getting justice for her unfortunate death. You know, very, very sad, but that's what it
Man,
is.
the question, man,
Mm-hmm. Go right ahead.
the question, and it's sad. It's sad
Yeah.
where we at as a people today. All the greats that passed and fought for everything that we
Mhm.
have today.
Yep.
And as a group, we don't exercise any of it.
Right.
And it's my question is, where are the black lawyers like the Johnny Cochrans? Like, we need them to step up and take this case and hold the system accountable. Saying y'all going to do this, find out loopholes, make the like. Ain't nobody applying pressure. When
Yeah.
Obama was in office and Trayvon Martin got killed, he did nothing.
He did nothing. You're
He made
absolutely
he made a statement saying he looked like me.
right. Wow.
Yeah, and that was it, right? And
Wow.
now we see Joe Biden
Yeah.
says nothing about this,
Yeah.
right? So we know and understand again that they feel like we're not going to hold them accountable, and we need to keep barking. Like,
Mhm.
but like we in 2023, and we still talking about protesting.
Ain't that something?
The J community don't have to do that,
Ain't that something?
right? And every other body and any other group don't have to do what we have to do. We still out here trying to protest this because we're showing the world like, yeah, we
Yeah.
we need your help. Ain't
Yep.
nobody else asking for nobody help. The J community asking for nobody help.
Nobody's
This is
help.
about to go down, point blank and period,
That's
and
it.
it goes down that way,
That's right. Exactly. Yep.
right? So it's just
Yeah.
kind of crazy, man. Like we've been made a docile people
Mm-hmm.
purposely,
Yeah.
right? Because they say when you wake up the beast, it's gonna be issues.
Yeah.
But the
That's
beast
right.
in us need to be awakened. It
Keep
has to,
hope.
as a collective group. And I ain't saying
Yeah.
in a volatile manner.
Right.
I'm
Right.
saying in a manner that we need to structure this thing and say, yo,
That's right.
y'all going to prosecute these people that was caught on camera. We
Right.
have video footage.
Right.
Okay, you can't get around it. Why these people are
Mhm.
not prosecuted, right? And we need to
I
start
agree.
having these. The feds need to start investigating whatever Mexico dropped the ball. Somebody needs to get
Yeah.
investigated because there's
Yeah.
too much evidence on the table for people not to get prosecuted.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
And
I agree.
and like you said, the mother and the father, my heart goes out to them, man, because this is
Yeah.
a big disrespect to them.
Huge disrespect.
My
Huge
baby
respect
girl,
to them and the black community as a
right?
whole.
Like they
Yeah.
baby girl was coming up doing good for herself, and she took her friends
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
And they weren't even her friends. This was a bunch
No.
of jealous people of her. Got her in a place where they can really show them how they felt, how they truly felt
How they
about
really feel.
everybody in that room was jealous of her and
Everybody in
her
that room.
status.
Everybody in that room couldn't stand her. That's right.
You
She
know what
was
I'm
in a
saying?
room full of wolves.
Right,
Full of wolves. Yep.
bro. And it's just so sad, man. It really bothers me. When I was talking out with you earlier, man, you
Yeah.
brought I didn't know that they dropped the charges. You told me earlier, like, yo, no, they dropped the charges. And I
Yeah.
have a daughter, I have a sister,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I have nieces. And my thing is that, yo, it's bigger than me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
50, I'm 51 years old.
Yeah.
Everything that I do, man, it goes, I'm from my people. Anybody that knows me, I bang hard for us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And this thing right here, bro, whatever we need to do really to wake
Mhm.
these people up and keep putting videos out like they
Mhm.
did before, and
Yeah.
we got some response, right?
Yeah.
But we gotta
Yeah.
keep banging and putting these videos out,
Gotta
calling Joe
keep doing
Biden
it.
out, calling
Yep.
Mexico government
Oh
out.
yeah.
We gotta keep putting these videos out. All the
Yeah.
concrete creators, you ain't
Yeah.
doing no justice if you ain't gonna constantly keep asking
Keep talking
questions. We
about
gotta
it.
keep asking questions because you know
Yep.
what happens once
Mhm.
we become part of the algorithm and everybody's starting to see this thing. Yeah. Now everybody, oh, listen, we found some more evidence. We're gonna
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
gotta keep banging like
Yeah.
that, bro.
Yeah. And you know what? That's a great point, man. We have to keep doing it. I have an old a saying I used to always say to my sons. I said it's the squeaky wheel that gets the oil. You
Yeah.
know, the more you keep squeaking, which means the more you keep talking, it puts pressure. And we have to keep, like you said, applying that same pressure. You know, we have to keep applying pressure. You know, because I will tell you this: we cannot allow a narrative to be spun that you can leave this country, go to another foreign country, commit a crime, then leave that foreign country and come back here and you're safe. No, that's not a narrative you want to be spun, and it's certainly not something that you want people to begin to believe. Because if you can go to Mexico and commit a heinous crime like that, which was videotaped, then bring your narrow behind back here. Then bring your behind back here. I got a guest that want to come on. I'm trying to bring them in. Let me see if that's my brother right here. No, that's it. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me respond to my brother real quick. All right. Okay. Hold me 1 second, folks. All right. See if I can get my brother in here real quick. Okay, I just sent it back to him. All right. Hopefully he'll be able to jump on. Yeah, brother. And yeah, that's the thing, you know, that's the problem.
And my question too.
Yeah.
You know, I would like to know if the parents had their daughter examined to see if her organs were still inside her body. Because Mexico is one of the leading countries for all organ harvesting, right?
Yeah, I know.
And now they said the less that we get investigated, it will never know that we took our organs and sold them off, right? Because we know Black people got the strongest organs, right? So there's a lot of stuff tied up in there, and these are investigations that we need to start talking about, man. I'm telling you, you start talking about having conversations like this, people start, like you said, you get them in the room one by one, they start to tell.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And we got to come from different angles on what scenarios to let people know we ain't dumb as you think we are. All right, we come from many different aspects, and that's the greatness of being Black, right? We have the biggest brains purposely, right? We got the biggest brains purposely, right? We see things that people don't even understand. Some people just don't even, they so scared. Listen, let me tell you something. We so tapped into our sixth sense, most of us don't even know, right? We start to, because we was tricked into believing that magic doesn't exist. But we are the magical people, right?
Well,
that little melanin that we have in our skin is that's what everybody wants. That melanin, that protection. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, so it's just like, we got to start bang. We got to bang, bro. I ain't with no protesting. We got to bang. Listen, they got the social media.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. In regards to the statement you made about banging, clarify that. What do you mean by that?
Drop, like I was saying earlier, dropping videos.
There you go.
Dropping videos.
Yeah, because on social media, you got to make yourself clear.
Facts. Yeah. Facts.
Yeah, because trust me, brother, they looking for every reason to try to censor everything, you know. And
they don't want conversations like this. They don't want
give them no ammunition.
Right.
You know, I'll give them a little bit of ammunition, but not that much. I'm gonna still say what I gotta say, how I'm gonna say it, because we're in a government where you gave us the right to speak. Now, if everything I got to say, if it's relative to an issue that has relevance, then you don't have to like how I said it. But you damn sure better listen to what the hell I said. Because if you don't, I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it for the people in the back that can't hear that well. You know? And that's the thing. A lot of us got jelly backs. We're scared to have a conversation, scared to talk. You know, just as scary as a wet cat. You know, in the winter, you know how you sit there shaking? That's us. Sure. Don't want to say nothing. Don't make nobody mad. Okay, well, guess what? It don't matter. They don't care if you're happy, and they damn sure don't care if you're mad. But if you got an issue you need to address, you need to address it with some backbone.
Right.
You know, don't be scared. So what they listening? We want them to listen because that's why we have that's how we get our points addressed. You know, and this is something that needs to be addressed. And why does it need to be addressed? Because it's bigger than Shanquella. It's bigger than Shanquella Robinson.
Right.
It's bigger than her mom and dad that are suffering and grieving because we've seen this too many times. This is not new. This is nothing new about this situation. You know, we've seen this before, and we've seen it all too often, more often than we'd like. So this is not a strange phenomenon that the government decided they're not going to press charges. They've done this before. Turn your volume down. What makes this, Abdul, make sure your volume is turned down. What makes this beyond her is the fact that it's going to be someone else's daughter. That someone else's daughter may not be black. It may be a young white girl that gets killed in a foreign country. It could be an Asian girl that gets killed in a foreign country. It could be any other nationality gets killed in a foreign country. Shanquella shared our reflection. That's our sister. So they should expect us to speak. If it happens in any other respective community, that's their job. You speak up for your community.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
you do that. You do that. And we'll speak up for ours. You know, charity starts at home and then it spreads abroad.
Correct.
So don't ask me to cry crocodile tears for situations that don't affect our community when no one cries any tears for what happens to us. You know?
They tell us to stop crying.
Right. Shut up. Get over it, Negro.
Right. Right.
Don't worry about it. We got a new episode of Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
Coming out next week. Go sit down and watch that and calm down. You know? Don't worry about it. The new episode of Power coming out. Don't worry. Go sit down somewhere. Relax.
Yep.
You know? Get over it. And don't worry. If you're really upset, we'll name a street after you. You know? We'll name a school after you, or you know, we'll do something like that. Anything. It's like a crying baby. He wants to eat, but instead you give him a pacifier.
Yo, my question to the panel, man, like, what do you guys feel like individually? What do y'all feel to be the next step towards us?
Welcome, brother Camille Shabazz.
Action and getting for justice.
What's going on, brother? Peace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peace, my brother. Go ahead, Dwayne.
I was saying for everybody on the panel, what should be our next step on to force our government to pick this case back up, open it back up, and start to investigate and bring some heads to justice?
Start a petition.
I'm gonna give that question to Brother Camille. I'm definitely gonna give that question to Brother Camille. Did you hear that full question, Brother Camille?
Well, 1 second, brother.
Okay. We give Brother Camille a second.
You hear me, brother?
I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear, brother.
Okay. I didn't get the question. I just got on.
Okay. Brother Dwayne, when you get a chance, come back and bring that question back to the panel again. I want Brother Camille to address that question. That was a very good question.
Oh, I think the question was about an independent autopsy.
No, he was addressing what? There you go, Dwayne.
I was saying, what should be our next step towards forcing the feds to reopen up this case, pick it back up, and bring some people to justice? What should be our next step as a group of people? What should we do to make them pick it back up, open this thing back up?
Well, it would have to be pressure on the president himself. You know, well, you know, from what I see, I hate to say this, it looks like there's gonna have to be some street justice, man. Because I know damn well, I think that was that man's only daughter.
Yes, it was. That was his
And
only daughter.
the injustice, the treachery, and the murder that his daughter suffered with no administration of justice.
Right.
With, I mean, on video.
Yeah.
And for them to say that that's not worthy to be picked up by the DA as
Right.
being an offensible first degree murder.
Yep.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you like this. I would turn into a ninja.
I know I would.
I
would, brother.
personally would turn into a damn ninja and will take every last head responsible. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah,
I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. And that's word is bond.
Yeah.
I wouldn't need no damn governmental justice. I would take it to the streets myself and let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. That's like what Brother Camille just said. Believe it or not, that's the sentiment of many.
Yes.
Many.
Yeah.
I learned a long time ago. Don't get yourself caught up with what you see. It's what you don't see that has the most significance.
Exactly.
And you would be surprised how many people have that sentiment. Because here's the thing, though, as us being quote unquote law abiding citizens, wanting to be law abiding citizens, we go along with the narrative of, don't take justice into your own hands. You take them to court. Okay, well, damn it, we're taking them to damn court. And we're going through the process. So if you tell us to do it according to the law, and then we do it, and we sit there and wait for you to do what you said is your job of investigating it, and you drag us out 182 goddamn days, only to come back before us and say no charges will be filed, then what the hell do you expect us to do?
And as a father,
man,
it's your responsibility to bring about that justice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's your responsibility. Her dad should make a way, if you got to hire somebody or whatever, to make sure those heads roll, man. Bottom line. Because I know I would.
Yeah.
I know I would, man.
I tell you, ultimately, it leads to just that. And it ultimately leads to just that. Because a man's job is to protect his family.
Exactly.
If you're going to strip him of the ability to protect his family, you're poking a bear that you really don't want to wake up.
Wow.
You're poking a bear that you really don't want to wake up. And I think that's really the problem there, you know. Yeah.
You know,
who is this in here? Mr. Wadu.
You
Mr.
know what?
Wade. Pardon me real quick. Mr. Wade said, I understand that there is an organ harvesting ring involved in this situation and that her kidneys and liver was removed. Wow. Allegedly.
Yeah, that's allegedly because they had an independent autopsy.
Yeah.
That would have been revealed.
Sure, that would have been revealed.
No
but
doubt.
Mr. Woodave, thank you for your comment, man. Why don't you jump in, hit the link and jump on, man. Let me hear your comment verbally. Let me hear what you got to say verbally. Hit the link, find the link. It's in the Facebook Let's Talk About It group. Hit that link, man, and jump in while we still got a little bit of time on the stream, man. I would like to hear your input, but thank you for that comment. But yeah, man, this is where, and I'll tell you something, like what Brother Camille said, this is really where they want to get us. They want us to get to a point of desperation where we begin to act out. Because ultimately, in acting out, it gives excuse to the warmongering mentality to take us out and to do harm to us wholesale, and then justify it by saying we were acting uncivil and causing harm or damage to the society or the community at large, and we had no other choice but to incorporate the National Guard and these other armed forces to quell the situation. Quelling it defined by us losing our lives. But understandably, a father, like Brother Camille said, and like I repeated, we have a duty to protect our families. And a man whose duty is to protect his family, he already made up his mind that he's going to die in that process potentially. He's already made that decision. So it's non-negotiable. He know he's going to lose his life potentially in that pursuit of defending his family. But that's our job to do that.
It's in our nature.
It's in our nature to do that. A man's nature is to do that. And it happens instinctively. It's not something we got to think about. It just happens. So now you're stripping this man of the ability to protect his daughter. It's bad enough he wasn't in Mexico to protect her. That right there cuts like a knife because he can't protect her, but he saw that she needed some kind of protection. And yet no one there had her best interest at heart. So it's really a sad, disturbing situation, you know? And but we're going to watch and see how this thing continues to play out, because I believe there's more evidence. I personally believe there's more than that video that we saw.
But I'm saying, what more do they need?
Right. You would think that would be sufficient.
What more do they need?
Yeah, you would think that would be sufficient.
She was violently and violently murdered.
Yep. Yeah.
No provocation.
Yeah.
So what more do they need?
Right. And she wasn't fighting back, so they might as well stop calling it a fight, because it really wasn't a fight.
It wasn't.
It was an assault. That was an assault. There was no fight. Yeah.
And on top of that, she paid all their ways.
Ain't that
down there, man? I mean, that's the sad thing about it, that she had that heart of gold.
Yeah.
And she was successful in those ugly ass girls that went with her. All of them look like, both of them look like men.
Yeah.
They were envious of her.
That's right.
Envy is a disease of the heart.
Yep. Absolutely.
And that's how it manifests itself, by you destroying either the possessions of the envier, of the envied one, or taking their lives.
Yep.
And that's what they did.
That's it. That's what they did.
Let's go back to the old Bible saying of eye for an eye and tooth for a fucking tooth. This is my language. Because you kill my dog, I'm gonna kill your cat.
Yeah, brother.
They're gonna get their due one way or another.
Yeah.
I'm putting it in the atmosphere.
And they're walking around right now like they did nothing. They're walking around.
They dodged the bullet. They thinking they dodged the bullet.
They really are. They thinking they dodged the bullet. Yeah, they really think that. They thinking we got away with this. And I believe the government and justice system is allowing them to have that false thought process. Because if they had taken this case serious from the very beginning, some people would already be in custody.
If it would have been a snow bunny.
Oh yeah,
they would have locked down Mexico.
That's facts.
Yeah, facts.
Well, remember that it did happen. It happened to the snow bunny, the white girl that went over to Jamaica, and she got killed. And what did they do? They quickly found the killer and did what they had to do. Right. So we don't understand. But you know, a hurtful
and they
thing
had
is,
no video. And Dwayne,
and they had no video. Facts. And no video.
They ain't have no damn video.
All they need is a white girl. They don't need no video.
No.
Nope.
All they need is a white girl and an accusation.
That's it.
That's it. But you know, the most hurtful thing here is that as a people, this is the reality. Mm-hmm. As a people, we are not protected. And I see so many of my people on Facebook and Instagram, they're going to all these different oh yeah, I'm going on a cruise, it's all females, right? And you're not protected, and that's a scary thing. That look, even what's the girl name that went over there to play basketball overseas? What's her name? The tall girl.
Brittany.
The girl or the guy?
Brittany.
That don't look like a girl to me, but yeah.
But you know, the sad thing is that the reality had to come to her that you ain't protected. Now, if that happened to a snow bunny been home the same deep freaking day. It wouldn't even hit the media, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not protected when we go outside this country, and we just freely going out here, man. And again, this black people organ harvesting is just like the numbers is crazy. It's overlooked, right? And nobody's really talking about it on a regular. But like ours, is number one. We on the list. You gotta be black, right? But the sad thing is that we're not protected and we traveling, right? And we seeing more and more black females going out as a group of females, right? Yeah. Then when no guys go, there was 4 females, 5 females, right? And y'all not protected, right? And the sad thing is that that can be our daughters. That could be our granddaughters, right? That could be our little sisters, our little cousins, right? And you're not protected. So when I hear these things, it does. I refuse to travel. I ain't going nowhere. I'm not traveling because understand I'm public enemy number one, right? I'm a black man. I'm conscious, and I'm for my people first, right? So yeah, y'all want to take me down, right? But it's just I don't want to be in the enemy's hands like that. You feel what I'm saying? And it's bad that we got a thing like this in 2023 that we still not protected after everything that we civilized the world. We civilized the world, right? Everything comes right from Africa. Anthropology can show and prove. Mary and Louis Leakey, they showed and proved that everything comes from there, right? But why are we still being disrespected? The Black Madonnas, like you go into the Catholic Church over there in England, right? The first thing that you do when you're walking down the aisle, you see the Black Madonna holding the Black Jesus. Right, they got pictures of Sister Mary kissing the feet. Got pictures of Pope John Paul kissing their feet. Right,
yeah.
But you still disrespect us on a large scale. We still being disrespected.
You know
as
what?
People, we getting tired, like you just said. But we getting tired of being tired, man. We getting tired of being tired. We're getting tired of talking. And honestly, it's going like you said. It's going to have to go to. It's going to. It's going to be like. At the end of the day, Minister Farrakhan says something in one of his speeches. He says, I'd rather kill 1 million to save one good one. Right?
You know what? You know what Black people need to get in their head. We were never brought here, first of all, to be respected
or protected
from day one.
If
we could just get back to the reality of that and not let this big smoke screen of success that we've achieved in entertainment and music and sports. If we could just get that big smoke and mirror bullshit out of our face and really get down to the root foundation of why we were brought here, how we were viewed, and what took place all the way up until we finally were quote unquote segregated, which is still an issue that's never gone. They never cared about us in the first place.
You mean emancipated,
right?
Which never meant freedom in the first place. I think we learned years ago, right, Brother Camille? Emancipation never meant freedom. It meant to free from one's hand, but not from one's control.
That's right. Like emancipating a child, man.
Right. It doesn't mean you've lost control. You just freed them from your hand. You know, and so if we could just get a hold of reality of what we represent in this country, not what we've achieved, but what we represent as a people in this country, we'll understand where all the pushback comes from, where all the injustice and the disrespect comes from. I guess the really saddest part about all of it is that we don't respect each other.
Right.
And they've so successfully manipulated and indoctrinated our women to the point our women don't even realize that we are all they have.
Absolutely.
All they have.
Yes, sir. Now, last month the sister went out there and they got hijacked in Mexico.
Yes.
Killed the brother.
Oh, yeah.
And, temporarily kidnapped all of them.
Yeah.
All of them. Yes.
So, come on now. All right. Excuse me.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. Right. Speaking of daughters, that's right. Yeah. But yeah, and how many are familiar with that incident that Brother Camille is referring to? Where the young lady was you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. They found a way to get her back, man. You know?
Ransom.
Yeah, and they put matter of fact they put up money, didn't it? I think they put up money to get information.
That's how Mexico play. That's how Mexico play.
Yeah.
The bottom line is, if you look at the root of what's going on with our Black sisters, is based on them taking this independent mindset.
Right.
Yes.
Not needing a man. I tell my significant other, my fiance, never be outside after dark. Somewhere pumping your gas, going to the supermarket. You see Black women doing this all the time.
That's true.
And you see our young sisters walking down the street, heads down in their phones. They have no sense of security.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They think they don't need any protection.
Hmm.
And that's the root of their downfall. That's why they're going out to these countries. And there's untold amount of black women being murdered and dying in these
Oh
other
yeah.
countries
Oh yeah.
that don't report.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
based on them thinking that they're living in some paradise and that racism and sexism, especially against them, don't exist. And it's number
Right.
one against them.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Like I
Yeah.
said, they don't want the black woman for nothing of other races, that is, besides the bed.
That's right. That's right.
That's their main focus when it comes to our sisters.
Yep.
And they
That's their main
organs.
focus. They don't respect our sisters.
That's right. That's 100% correct.
Yeah, they don't respect our sisters.
No, that's 100% correct. Yeah.
So when it comes to investigating their murders, that's why you got 80,000 black women missing right now.
Ain't that something?
80,000.
80,000 black women. Wow.
Let 800 or 80 white women be missing and see if it don't be a universal, not just a national outcry. They'll
Yeah.
make that a United Nations outcry.
That's right. Yeah.
But it's up to us, brothers. It's up to us, men. We're gonna have to take
Yeah.
our communities back. We're gonna have to police our communities.
That's a fact.
And we're gonna have
That's
to
a fact.
hold the criminals, from the dope dealers to the rapists or whoever, accountable for their damn violation of human and universal law.
That's right. That's a fact.
You know, the
That's a
crack
fact.
dealer, all them, man, that's in our communities, terrorizing our people, got to be dealt with. And we got to do it.
That's true. That's true.
The white man is just taking them to get that $75,000, $80,000 a year to house them
Right.
from the federal government. They
Right.
representing dollars.
That's a business.
Yeah, they're not giving a damn about the community.
That's a fact.
They're just getting that
Yeah.
money.
There's so many benefits. There's so many benefits of this government allowing young black boys to kill other young black men, right? There's a lot of organs. There's a lot of organs going because a lot of family members don't have money to pay for the autopsy on their loved ones, right? They didn't think about that, right?
Exactly.
I don't know who has, somebody has, pardon me one second. I don't know who has it, but somebody has their volume up and it's interfering with the stream. Check your volume. If your volume is up, if your speakers are on, you need to turn your speakers off.
Turn the speakers off. That's probably mine, man.
Okay, say something now. Let me see.
Is it better?
I think that's it. That was it. Yeah,
Okay. Now.
that was it.
Yes, sir. That was my
Okay.
speakers.
Okay, I knew I heard it. I wasn't sure.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, brother, this is good, man. And I intend to have this conversation again and again. And my plan is to get even larger panel. But I want definitely you brothers and Gail, all of us to be on the panels when we do it again. When I do it again, because I'm going to do it again soon. Because this is fresh.
Yes,
is
sir.
new.
Yes, sir.
And we need to keep the pressure applied heavy.
Absolutely.
Because had social media and had content creators like myself and many others that came forth and made this story go global, it would have never been known. They would have brushed it under the rug a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was Facebook and YouTube and Black Twitter that put this story out there in such a national way that made it go international and made it go viral. That's what got the attention of the FBI, the CIA, and government. That's what put the pressure on Mexico to bring about a warrant. Had we never said nothing, it would have died. Because again, like I said in the beginning of the stream, nobody gives a damn about whether we die or not.
I think our people
yeah.
need to find out where them individuals live and need to post up outside their homes and make a citizen's arrest.
I agree.
You can make a citizen's arrest.
I agree.
Make a citizen's arrest.
I agree.
And the people can charge them.
That's right.
You know what I mean? They still could be charged by the people.
That's right. The people can charge them. That's right.
Yes,
That's true.
Citizen's arrest.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
And the funny thing is, wherever they are, they're walking past people right now that recognize them.
Well, wherever they're at, they're not at peace. I guarantee you that.
No, they're not at peace. No, they're not at peace.
And every day forward should be a day of misery for them until they die.
I agree.
For the crime that they committed.
I agree. They deserve no peace at all. And
that beautiful soul away like that, man. That hurt my heart when I saw that, man.
Yeah, That
You
hurt
know,
me too,
somebody
man.
defenseless,
Yeah,
someone, you know, didn't have no fight whatsoever.
yeah,
Probably wondering why the hell y'all doing this to me. Like,
yep, yeah,
surprised and shocked.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible, man. They need
Yeah.
the repercussions that they deserve, man.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
it hurt.
true.
You know,
That's
that's
true.
all I got to say. And as a father,
true.
I'm telling you, I would be.
Yeah,
It would be bad.
it couldn't be my daughter, brother, and it couldn't
It
be
would be
my
bad, man.
granddaughter. It couldn't be my granddaughter. No, none of my granddaughters. It couldn't be my daughter. It couldn't be my sons. Not
They
one of
could
them.
not hide nowhere on this planet.
You wouldn't be able to hide.
They wouldn't be able to hide. And
Yeah.
somebody in your family gonna get it if you don't get it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
And I
And you
wouldn't
know
give a
what?
damn about prison. I'll go in there and live like a king
Yeah.
and probably get pardoned
Mm-hmm.
because
I
I'll be
definitely-
technically insane.
I definitely understand the sentiment. I tell you, because that's the sentiment I'm sure many feel. I'm sure many feel that sentiment, but that's coming from a personal standpoint. If it's your daughter or your granddaughter, so
Our manhood has been stripped, brother.
completely stripped.
You know, and our minds have been turned on each other in the wrong way. It's so easy to do a drive-by and do some senseless murder, but when it comes to principles, we shrink up.
Right. Right.
You turn into a punk when it comes to principles, but
Right.
you'll kill somebody for nothing.
Mr. What Dave said, in Africa, the Cabo Six would have been neck laced.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Oh man.
Oh man,
Don't play with
That's
no
true.
man's wife or his daughters,
That's
man.
true. He said jungle justice.
Yes. Yes. You know, going back to the Nation of Islam days, back in the 70s, they murdered Minister James Shabazz in Newark, New Jersey.
Yeah, right in his
Yeah.
driveway. Right in his
And
driveway.
they found
Yeah.
out who it was who murdered him. And the next week, their heads was found in Weekway Park, facing the east, decapitated. Police didn't do shit because the police knew that was street justice.
So I tell you what, U.S. government, DOJ, Department of Justice, the Federal Bureau of Insults, because obviously you don't do investigations. Y'all better get on your job, man, because we're seeking after you to get the justice that we deserve from a legal standpoint. From a legal
Where's the
standpoint.
leaders at? Where's our leaders at? So-called
Right, yeah,
leaders, Al Sharpton and all them.
we're Al Sharpton now.
Yeah,
Al
where
Sharpton,
are
where
those
you at?
him-pecked ass Negroes?
Where you at? Nobody. Everybody seemed to go on silent. Camille, they
Right,
said they fell off the
right.
grid.
And
After
the
the
vice
funeral,
president,
everybody disappeared.
What's that,
Well,
Gail?
After the funeral, everybody disappeared.
Yeah, everybody
right,
disappeared.
right.
Yeah.
And you would think that Kamala Harris, being the ex-DA, district attorney of California, you know, standing up for
Yeah.
her black sisters,
That's right. That's right.
would be first and foremost in seeking justice
That's
for
right.
Shanquella.
Right.
But you know what type of tune she playing?
That's right.
She's all for the LGBT
Mm-hmm.
and all them other alphabets that follow.
That's right. Where they at?
Yeah, but
Where-
it's the
where
same.
all
It's the
those
same
forces?
thing. Same thing with the churches, right? The churches used to be the backbone of the community. Since that 501c3 came out, they tax exempt. The promise that they made to the government says, "Listen, we'll make you tax exempt, right? But you don't get involved with any political affairs. And if you do, we'll strip you of your 501c3, right? So now all these
Right.
issues are going over, and the churches is nowhere to be found to come to
Right.
justice to help us get justice, right?
Scared as hell. Scared as hell to say anything.
Well, they fight for LGBT rights too,
Right.
because half of them are on that level as well.
Facts.
You
Facts.
know, so
Facts.
if
They
it,
don't
if
want to lose
not,
that fund.
hmm?
They don't
They
want
don't want
to
to
lose
lose
it.
it. They don't want to lose it. That's right.
Right, they don't want to lose that bag. You know, Creflo Dollar got what, a $60 million jet.
Oh yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
care about the people.
No.
See, it's gonna be our role as men. We gotta go and snatch these punks out of the pulpit and make an
That's right.
example out of them.
Yeah, yeah.
See, that's our role.
That's right.
We gotta step up. Our woman and our children are out of order because we're not in our position.
Facts.
That's
Say
a
that
fact.
again, my brother.
We're not on our square.
We're not on our square.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
You waiting on the next man to do your job.
That's right. That's right.
You know, and they can talk all the shit they want to talk, but at the end of the day, or part of me at the beginning of the day, I don't like saying at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah,
At the beginning of the day, the responsibility is on our shoulders.
Yeah.
It's our role and our job to protect. But not just protect them, but to teach and instruct them.
Facts.
Right.
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 Because the universal order is out of place. It's now, instead of sun, moon, and star, it's now moon, sun, and star.
Yeah.
You got the woman now leading the man. The moonlight is leading the sunlight.
Right. So the whole system is out of order.
Exactly. You got universal national chaos taking place.
Yep.
Because the basic unit of civilization is in chaos and destruction and ruin.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So the man has to rise up from the rubble, take our place, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of course, that's why I wrote the magazine.
And I was about, and you know what, Camille, I was about to say that's a good segue to your book.
I was just saying that's the root of the magazine, restoring man to his power.
Yeah.
That we have lent out to everybody. We lent the power out to God. We lent the power out to the mystery God, the government, and everybody else except where it lies within us.
Exactly. Let everybody let everybody know, Brother Camille, where they can find your book, what your book looks like, and everything. Show them a picture of what that looks like, where they can get that book right away.
At Amazon, the magazine is on Amazon, brother.
Yeah, so get that book. Everybody get that book. Get that book. It's a good book. It's a good read. It's for us. It's for young men. It's for men in general.
It's just not for black men because the attack is on masculinity.
It's on masculinity in general.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Black, white, red, yellow, or brown. They try to feminize every damn man.
Everybody. That's a fact. It's for everybody.
But us first and foremost,
mm-hmm.
because we hold the key.
Yeah.
And if we restore ourselves, we're unstoppable.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. That's a fact.
Hey, brother Charles, you need to have that. We need to talk about that. Let's start going on Sundays, man, and let's talk about men being respected, men stepping up to the plate, men understanding who they are, right? And the sister, we need sisters to start coming in here and listening and understanding, like, we out of alignment, man. And as long as the black family's out of alignment, man, ain't nothing gonna go right for us.
Nothing's gonna go right. That's a fact.
Exactly.
We gotta do that.
Man in the mirror, brother.
Right. We definitely gotta do
that. Man in the mirror.
That's a fact.
Because when you point that one finger at somebody else, you got four pointing back at you.
Leave that thumb out.
It's all about us, man.
Yeah, that's right. This has been good. This has been good, man. This has really been good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is a good start in creating this conversation.
Because these conversations, pardon me, but these conversations we have to have more, right? There's so much garbage. There's so much garbage going on YouTube, conversation wise, sports, right? There's so much garbage, and ain't nobody focused on what we're talking about tonight, right? We got a few. I'm saying, but on a larger scale, we got to start talking, because you know what happens? A lot of times, our kids, young boys out there, they Googling and they looking at different videos on the lives, in your lives, right? So we can strike and hit somebody when we start keep talking about these issues that we need to rectify, right? And bring to the forefront, say, okay, boom, 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 right? And start giving some leadership, because a lot of that young boys don't have that male figure that they actually trust, right? A lot of them actually almost 72% of them come from single family household, usually raised up by the moms, right? So they're going to have a lot of female tendencies on how they're looking at things, right? And we got to get them back to who they're supposed to be. And by us, because listen, we know and understand we alpha males in here, right? So we know and understand, like, we gotta give back, bro. Like how Malcolm X did. See, and this social media thing, this is like large. Like they out there in Chicago taking each other heads off. But you know what? When we come on live like this, people in Chicago are gonna look at this, right? And we're gonna say some things about these different conversations that start trying to reverse what's going on in our community. Man. We need more of these conversations, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
this is the beginning.
We need some demonstrations.
Absolutely. Yeah. Right.
90% of the black content creators that I see on YouTube are fucking gossipers.
Yeah.
They're gossipers,
That's
man.
true.
They piss me off. I get nauseated listening to these dudes, either talking about women or talking about each other.
Yeah.
and using the N-word constantly.
Constantly using
Constantly
the N-word.
using the N-word, a word that should not be coming off any black man's tongue.
That's right.
Oh.
Out of context. Out of context. You should
So
not
we
be
got, like the Mau Mau said when they were having their revolution, they were saying when they one leader was speaking to the crowd,
yeah,
and he asked them, how many of you want freedom? They all raised their hand.
Yeah.
He said, how many of you are willing to die for your freedom? Right?
Yeah.
Only half raised their hands. So he said, hey, you want to have to kill these ones first before you even start going after the oppressor, because the ones that's in there with you are against the movement.
Yeah.
Because they're not willing to die or kill for their freedom. And that's where we got to be at, man. We have to be kamikazes.
And truth be told, a lot of the killing has to first begin with the thought process, the mindset. If we can kill that, the body will follow the rest. You know, so you know that's a part that has to be understood. You know, we have to kill the mindset. The mindset is killed. This thought process we have, and we can put away this fear that we have.
Right.
You know, false evidence appearing real. Nothing is real. Everything is real. Everything is real as you make it real. But you gotta move. You gotta move to make things real. You know.
Well, they gotta get reality presented to them, because I used to say false evidence appearing real, but if you believe that the boogeyman is in that closet as a kid,
it's real to you.
That light is turned on and they open that closet, you still gonna react as though that boogeyman is in that closet.
That's true.
Heart rate and everything.
Heart rate and everything. That's right.
Yeah,
that's true.
So it's still real in your imagination.
Yeah, imagination.
Einstein said, "Imagination is greater than knowledge."
Yep.
Your imagination is the key to everything.
Everything.
So we gotta present that reality to them so they can see that there's no boogeyman.
Yeah.
So that they can grow up and become the man that they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to have those uncomfortable conversations. We got to start having these uncomfortable conversations.
We do. But this has been good, man. And I thank Abdul for your support and getting on the line. Dwayne, absolutely salute to you, my brother. Brother Camille Shabazz.
Salute.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Always a pleasure, man. We're going to have to get it rocking and rolling, man.
Definitely.
You know?
Gail, thank you for getting on the stream tonight. And shout out to all of you that watched the stream after it's streamed live. For those of you that also watched on YouTube, again, hopefully as you came into the building that you hit the subscribe button and the share button and support the channel through Patreon and Cash App and PayPal. Support the channel. This kind of content needs your support. This is why we do this. We do it for you, the listener. So again, shout out to you and thank you for your support. And hey, man, I'm excited about this. I'm glad we had this conversation tonight.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad I made it on, man. I was looking for you. I couldn't find it.
You couldn't find it at first, right?
Couldn't find it, man. I'm like, hey, there you go. Let me on in here, man.
Well, I'm definitely happy that you found it, man. Happy that you found it,
sir.
For sure.
Word is bond and bond is life, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Always.
Yes, sir. Well, with that being said, it's going to conclude our episode tonight, and wish everyone have a fantastic and positive afternoon and day tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
And
brother Dwayne, nice meeting you, brother.
You too, my brother.
Yeah,
with you, brother.
For sure.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So with that being said, brother Camille, you remember Abdul, don't you?
No, he was a little boy then.
A little
baby
boy.
or something.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Salute, sir. Yeah. Wow.
He was the little one that was coming in there with the FOI, little junior FOI uniform. He's about 5 years old.
Yeah, man. Hey, brother, good to see you on the front helping your father out.
Yes, sir.
No,
yes, sir. I love seeing that. I love that bond between y'all two. I see it. I don't say that, but I be seeing. I'm like, yo. Now me and my son is the exact same way, so it becomes contagious, bro. Trust and believe me. We see it.
Yeah, I see you and your son. Y'all gotta really.
Yeah, we see it, bro.
Yeah. That's what it's about, man.
Sir.
Yeah. With that though, thank you all for getting on the stream tonight. Absolutely valuable conversation we had tonight, and we will be back again and do more of this.
Got
All
it,
right.
man. It's the time,
Yeah.
brother. 2023. You see what everything going on with.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
They're trying to take our women out through
Yeah.
trans women.
Yeah.
That's true. That's right.
Trans women are becoming the new women.
Yeah.
That's true.
Fact. Scary
They
and
are,
it's facts.
they are fastly becoming the new women, and most of these ignorant Negroes, as well as other races,
Yeah.
are gonna latch on to these new form of mutant women.
Yeah.
That's true.
Scary. It's scary, but
Yeah,
that's
man,
true.
scary as hell.
Well, we
As
gonna
though they
see.
the real thing now,
Real
Yeah,
talk.
it's being
and
looked
referring
at
to
like
them
that.
as the real woman, as birthers and what they call
Yeah.
them, breastfeeders.
Yeah,
Yeah, they,
all kind of stuff. The world,
and
the
beating
whole
them at all
world going,
sports,
yeah, the whole
killing
world
them
going
in boxing
crazy
and
as hell.
everything.
The whole world going crazy as
Going
hell.
crazy as a bed bug, man.
Crazy as hell. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, brothers, sister. Thank you. It's been a wonderful night tonight.
Wonderful evening,
We're gonna
man.
get back to it again.
Yes,
and with
sir.
that being
Looking forward
said,
to it.
yeah, that being said, we are out. Till next
All
time.
right. Peace.
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 And salute
Peace.
again.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you all for getting on the stream tonight. Make sure again you come in, you subscribe to the channel, share the channel, and support the channel through by way of PayPal, Cash App, and Patreon. All of that information is left in the description. Check out the book that Mr. Camille Shabazz talked to you about, The Macadine. That's the name of the book, and can be found on Amazon. It's a book for all men, but exclusively for Black men in particular. Support that brother, support that book. Very good book to check out. And with that being said, we are out, guys. Thank you for your support.